Why do people feel the need to lie in committed relationships that they actually want to work?
Dang.
Hmm. Princess Street.
Speak on it.
Y'all boys just be out here tripping. Just for the fellas, y'all just be like to be out here tripping. Y'all created this at the same time too. Cause this new age of princess treatment is on a whole nother level. You got boys out here just spending money for no reason, just to get a foot in the door with people. It don't make sense.
Okay, what is your definition of a simp?
Ladies and gentlemen, the captain has turned off the fasten seatbelt sign. You are now free to move about the cabin.
Well,
Sometimes women guys gotta learn a little bit.
On my mama. On my mother. I ain't gonna lie, Rader, you gotta start that up with. And welcome back.
I mean,
yeah, you gotta do it again. You set the tone with that one.
Doing it live!
and you ain't even gotta do this one.
Not even-
Actually, yeah. You intro it and bring the topic you were telling me about. Let's do that.
All right, hello everybody, and welcome back to another episode of With the Guys. My name is Rader Kaizen, Rader Evans, full name. I put the government name out there. You can look it up if you want to.
On the end down there.
On the end here is Hokage Khalid.
Right here in the middle.
Hakeem, Nah, my name is Dez, you know, the meat is brown, D Rich, you know.
Well, all right. And I'm James. How you boys been?
Been good.
Cooling.
Been good, man. Been good.
Cooling
James
and
is Brown, but
grooving.
not James Z. Brown.
Yeah,
Don't
you
get confused.
tight.
Okay.
So, we're here on a wonderful Palm Sunday.
It is a nice day.
It is. It's a very nice day outside.
Definitely can call it palm.
Couldn't get into Dutch Bros because
Too many
everybody
people.
else was out
Too many people.
getting caffeine for this church they don't wake up for normally.
It's gonna be like that for next week too.
It is actually gonna be Easter.
Actually, it is gonna be like that, but it's double because next week 420 also.
That's crazy.
So people gonna be hot in
He
church.
coming back and they gonna see him on next week.
420 on Easter.
Say, I'm not gonna see him. I'll be in my right mind.
I still think about it. My birthday was supposed to be 420. How
How of a different person would you have been?
Exactly.
Boy got a
Just
blunt.
as
Boy got a blunt on the first birthday.
Right?
Blunt cake and everything.
Like,
Here, eat this brown. You'll be all right. Happy birthday.
James was so mellow for his birthday.
Mhm.
Is he okay? Oh yeah.
No, he
Oh
okay.
yeah. He in the cloud. Don't you worry.
He rolling doobies up in the cut.
So yes, something that was discussed.
yeah, you say that because don't be surprised if that happens on that next music episode. Just saying.
Say something that was discussed. Just a thought I had, prior to the camera roll and everything is, why do people feel the need to lie in committed relationships that they actually want to work?
Dang.
Hmm. Well,
Like lie about everything.
No, just little stuff. But the little stuff is what always plants
It
the
leads
seed
up.
for
Yeah, it leads up for the big.
bigger things.
The Big Bang
Grows
Theory.
into something else.
Like I was just sitting there thinking and watching some, scrolling on and just watching the trend of like people like going through certain scenarios, and it's like, well, yeah, I didn't tell you everything about that, but it wasn't just because I didn't want to hurt. Like it wasn't that important. So why'd you lie about it? Like, and now you got this whole scenario in your relationship that you shouldn't even have. Had you been just like be discreet.
Transparent and upfront.
Yeah, be discreet or be transparent. Like
What if his girl can't take that, or the other, vice versa?
you went the wrong one.
Right. I like that.
I'm sorry, I was like
People
that.
don't
I like that response. I like that. I like
That's a good
that.
response, but people don't want to.
I like that because people need to hear that.
Yeah, and people don't want to have that realization at the same time. Like maybe it's like the right person.
If you with somebody that you can't be honest
I gotta
with,
filter myself.
that's
Yeah.
the wrong person for you.
Exactly.
Like people overthink relationships. And
For sure.
And I can honestly say that.
They
Like,
brainwashed by social media, bro.
true. But people also get it mixed up, and I will say this: people get mixed up being rude with being honest.
Chat.
Man.
Like you don't have
Rude gets you slapped.
It's exactly it. Well, like it's just when people take that tone of, well, I told you, you happy? It's the way you told me now.
Yeah.
When you could have just said, hey, look, here's what's up.
I had to fish that out of you. That's why it came off like that.
That's exactly it. Now you're annoyed and you're bitter. You could have just told me after the game.
I don't know.
Move on to something else.
That's a good question though, bro. Like I really think people just do it just either they don't want to give somebody all the information, like you said, they can't be transparent with that person, or some motherfuckers just look at it as a game. like damn, I said that. Yeah, let me continue this.
That's kind of crazy.
I'm a cold piece of work. Look.
But I can say that in my personal relationship, my marriage,
Mm-hmm.
it took a while for my wife to understand that when I was honest with her, I'm being honest out of love, no disrespect to you. Like,
Yep.
I'm telling you stuff because you're my wife.
Yep.
I'm committed to you. Like, when I married you, this is for life. That's how I look at it.
Yep.
And we've even had the conversation where she's like, Rader, you can't tell me stuff like that. Then who am I tell? Because at the end of the day, I got to tell somebody. And if I choose you as my wife to confide in, and I can't tell you, and I tell somebody else, and you find out I told somebody else, what spot did that leave me in when you were the first? Like you to go to.
Why are you communicating what's outside our home?
Yeah.
That'll be the next conversation.
And so
Damn.
Yeah. And that was a conversation we actually
Why are
had
you
to have.
communicating without? That's a cold topic right there.
Mm-hmm.
It's a cold one right there.
And she and I respect her even more after that conversation because she was like, you know what, you're right. I may not want to hear it, but I appreciate you telling me because now. And I also had to teach her just because I tell you something, no different than with her. And men, we do this all the time because we're fixers by nature. If a girl tells us something that we care about, we gotta fix it. Yep. And it ain't like that. And I had to learn that in my own marriage too. Like when she tells me stuff, sometimes I'd be like, "Dang, that's crazy." That's all she want. She don't want me to fix it. She don't want me to go around like, "Man, that's crazy." You know what?
Right.
You sure right.
Right.
With nothing else after it.
Yeah, that makes sense. Just put your that makes sense.
But yeah, I was sitting there thinking that was a real conversation that I really had to think about. Like, why do we do that when we really want it to work? I've seen people they really want it to work. Like when they with somebody and they separate, they're like, man, I really love her, I really love this, and then they go do something like, man, but I can't tell her this.
They probably traumatized too, bro. Like I'm not making excuses for people as well, but they're probably traumatized from the past relationship or that person that they thought what they was gonna be with. They were like, okay, I don't want to mess this up.
Okay, so that brings the other question: when is it safe to move on?
You gotta heal.
Shoot, that's up to that person.
Yeah. And what does healing look like?
Shoot,
Which healing looks different to everybody.
it does.
I would actually implore you to go further than past relationships on the trauma, though. Because as you're sitting there describing this, it's no different than a parent and a child. Parent want the kid to be honest with them, but if the kid's honest with them, all of a sudden you're being rude. Stay in a child's place. Watch your tone. I have extensive experience in that.
Hey, if my people would have gave me the go, they probably would have slapped the shit out of me.
That's the thing. Like, your parents want you to be honest with them. When you're honest with them, they either don't want to hear it at that moment because they got something else going on for
Stay in a
themselves,
child's place.
or because you're telling them the brash truth, no sugarcoating it. They can't palate it because
Mama, you took a
you're
bath
not-
today? Look at that. I'm just Boy, go to your room. Look, I just
But you stink. If I was stinky, you say that to me.
But that's the thing. Our parents, even though they wanted honesty, couldn't take honesty from a kid. And psychologically speaking, your first love map and how you learn to navigate the world and other people is your interaction with your parents. If they're shutting you down and you're learning, okay, just to make it through the day at the crib, I got to tell a white lie here and there, why ain't you going to do that with everybody else?
And it's sad. It's sad that he put it that way, but
That's very, very
I believe it, man.
That's a whole nother level.
That is a whole nother level.
Yeah, James will be on the.
I wasn't going to do that.
James will be on the mic at the bar and everybody goes.
It's like it's gospel right there. It's gospel.
But that is what that's what I have extensive experience in being told to stay in a child's place.
Yeah.
And you know what that created? Me just shutting the hell up. You know what? All right. Mm-hmm. That's what you got in your mind. Nothing. Nothing. Clearly a lie, but
Yeah.
I need to make it through the day because everybody, adults, children, everybody, at the end of the day, you just want your peace and to be left to do what you want to do without all the extras. If you know telling the truth to somebody is going to bring hell with it, damn the truth.
Yeah, and I definitely can see that. My family, we were different. Like, once we started getting into our teenage years, it turned into more of not so much saying the child's place. If you're gonna say it, you're gonna say it respectfully. Like, I get you upset, I get you feel a certain way. I'm gonna hear you out because I'm mom or I'm dad. But whatever you gotta say to me, you're gonna come with respect. Or that's when my parents would shut us down. So even with, when people would come over to their house, they're like, you all have very open conversations. Just about school and girlfriends and friend stuff. That was just how I was brought up. So I didn't get a whole lot of stay in this child's place unless we were in front of people. And, that's when you decide you want to push back. And, of course, everybody got that. You're showing down in front of your friends.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to have to show you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like, don't do that. I'm like, okay, all right. But even then, that helped to teach us, boundaries and tact when we're out and about doing stuff. Like, somebody do you wrong. All right, you might have done that. If they did you wrong in public, you correct them in public. If they did you wrong in private, hey, I'm going to pull you to the side. I'm like, yo, don't do that again. Yeah. But yeah, I can see that, though. That you bring that into your childhood. Which brings up a conversation we had earlier this week about the princess. The princess mentality.
Treatment.
And a lot of females like, I'm a princess. Right? Okay. And that's funny because I even asked my wife once she said that. I'm like, so if you're a princess, when are you the queen? And then when is your daughter the princess?
Full context. I asked him earlier this week about princess treatment and why women want princess treatment when all princess treatment is getting exactly what you want when you want it without ever having to be held accountable or take any ownership of your actions or what may have caused you not to get what you want. When queen treatment, which is what women really want, which is to be equal to the man, but still treated like a woman should be treated. Princess treatment is just, well, girl, you getting on my nerves. Let me get you what you want.
Mm-hmm.
No.
That's that daughter. You still the daughter.
No.
The daughter mentality. Spoil me, daddy.
I like when I come across a princess, bro. I be like, no. They get so mad. They get so mad. I've never been told no. Yeah.
Switch that word princess for brat.
That too.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's a combination of it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I can go get another nigga that's gonna do whatever I want.
Do it.
Perfect.
Yeah.
No.
We appreciate you.
Yeah.
Move on down.
You saving yourself some time. I ain't never been told. I ain't never said yes. Customer asked me for $20K off. No.
I'm trying to say no every day.
Oh, you want an electric?
That's very true when it comes to the princess side of a lot of females. Well, I'm the princess of my family. Like, okay,
That's great.
You still got daddy issues.
It's great.
Still got that.
How old are you?
Yeah, exactly. That's the part right there. So when are you training to be a queen? Because that's what princesses are ultimately doing. Is going to eventually do.
Matter of fact, what did you wear last Halloween? Princess and the Frog? You was an ice princess?
I'm sorry. Every time I hear ice princess, I think about one specific individual that I used to work with. That woman there was a headache and a half. For no reason. You might remember it because that was when we was in the portables.
Really?
What? No, she was blonde, wasn't she?
That's what it is.
The one that transferred down here from Dallas.
D-Town.
Did my same job. Like, all of the advisors hated her.
I'm thinking they start with an M. Who drove the Charger? That's what I'm thinking about. The military.
Mary Poppins.
Military.
No, she moved down here because she was following some dude.
As always, just like a girl.
I don't know what he's talking about.
Yeah, me either.
That went.
I don't think I was here yet.
Nah, that's what I'm saying. I know you weren't at the deal yet.
Yeah.
I was thinking about Morgan. That's what I was thinking
Nah.
about.
Nah, Morgan was cool people. She stood for something. I appreciate Morgan. Even though another somebody was trying to trigger her, unfortunately.
You said dude?
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. Side note though, when you coming back?
Stop the camera. So cut the camera. They gotta fix that schedule, my guy.
I feel
In
you.
real life, I told them to say you get me to come back. If the money right and the schedule right, we good. That's it.
No worries, no worries.
Yeah.
But we can't do that. Okay.
Yeah, I seen an old face come back. I was like,
We working on
it's going to be your brighter day.
We working on a redo. You know what that means?
I bring back the old squad.
Bringing back those. Crazy part is how many people from up here are driving down there because I'm down there.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot. Even my manager was like,
But a redo stands for Rader Evans.
Shout out to Tracy, man, but she missed you a lot.
Yeah.
But she loves me though.
"That's
I ain't gonna
my
lie
girl,
to you.
man. I miss her."
Cut the camera.
All right. You got to end this part. We can get back on track. Yeah, she messaged me the other day.
She hated me with a passion.
Really?
I ain't gonna lie. If you can hate Khalid and then love me, all right, bet cool. Like we, cause like, bro, he's literally like my test. He's literally my test, bro. Like he's my test to see if somebody like what stint they like of a person. If you don't like this dude, okay. No, not to make it seem like that. It's just, bro, I'm telling you, everybody loves Lee, right? Everybody loves Lee. That's what I'm saying. So if I see somebody that really just can't stand his ass,
She seemed lit, by the way.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like if they
And
can't,
she a hard cookie.
bro, if they can't stand Lid, I'd be like, well, shit, I ain't gotta do too much. Like I ain't gotta put on no act or nothing. Like I get to be me.
Oh man. Yeah, but
No. Yeah.
it's all in the works. Give me a little more get some other things I don't like.
Oh, you find a way to keep ice at a consistent temperature in hell?
You gonna bring him back too, right?
You getting rid of hell? Oh nah, he not. He not.
Oh, the way he look.
Yeah, the way he lives.
Let me grab my shit.
What was the origin of her ethnicity?
For me, not to do my job.
From the mountaintops. I wasn't gonna say that part, but yeah.
Yeah, if she a Caucasoid, she a Caucasoid. I don't know. It's just what it is. Caucasoid colonizer.
As soon as he said it, I was like, hold on, I gotta confirm that we're talking about the same people.
Well, that's why I say the mountaintop, because the mountaintop is what? Covered in snow. What's snow?
White. Unless it's yellow. You don't eat the yellow
That's disgusting.
Pissing ass
No,
snow.
I think it was damn, what was it? South Park?
snow. Yeah, it was.
Yeah, bro, you throw the little yellow stuff out. Oh, that game went hard, bro. My mom confiscated it immediately as soon as she saw me on the game playing. Who gave you this? I said, Mom, come on. Everybody playing it, Mom. Everybody playing it.
That don't mean nothing. Everybody don't live in my house.
She snatched that thing up so fast. Man.
That game was fun though.
You know what? Her name did start with an S. I remember the name now. Not gonna say it on camera for obvious reasons, but yeah, it did start with an S.
I know who you talking about.
I know. She out there. She in a retirement state now. And she was.
Oh no!
She was.
If you talking about who I think you're talking about,
No?
the one that was fond of him,
Yeah.
no.
I was fond of him. She was
Damn.
fond She was fond of.
Wait, what?
He
is
pointed. He
different.
pointed at your ass.
Wait a minute.
That's all I'm gonna say. This is so different. Think
Although I
about
will
it.
say,
Stop.
although
Now
I will
you know.
You
say,
need to stop.
Now you know.
Yeah, you need to stop.
she
All right,
does
yeah.
photo well. I'll say that much.
Type.
Yeah.
She does photo well.
Shut up.
Absolutely.
Shut up.
I gotta shut up, fool.
Don't incriminate yourself.
I'm not being incriminated.
Right?
I'm not.
Sure.
She posted a picture the other day that had like no filter or anything. I was like, that's a good picture. No,
Yeah, she cool people, but no, not her.
Okay, I was about to say, cause yeah, like she.
No, she was fine after I took 3 days off and left her ass with all that goddamn work she thought I wasn't doing.
You know, I'm gonna leave him alone. I'm gonna leave him.
Why? Man, everybody thought James wasn't working, bro.
Everybody thought James was
Except
lazy,
unless you
wasn't
do.
doing nothing.
Bro,
As soon as he left,
I will never.
God.
I will never forget that face and the color of red of that manager, bro. Oh man, when I tell you, he looked like that rocket basketball.
I'm a rocket,
That
man.
boy saw James packing his stuff up.
That's
He
ours.
looking at
That's
me.
ours.
He's packing up all the stuff that he bought to do his job.
Yeah.
And he looking at me like, ain't you gonna say anything? I looked at him like, he bought all that to not do his job, bro.
Mhm.
He just turned and walked back in his office. I'm like,
His pride right there couldn't
That
allow
was
himself
done.
to stay to stop everything like James. You
It
know
was
what,
in that moment he knew he fucked
that's
up.
exactly
James? You know what? You know what?
And I
No,
got put on that list.
no, sir. We ain't
That
gotta.
was 100% it.
We ain't gotta let you go.
He said he's gonna die on his sword on that one. That was so funny. He just
That's
looked
just to let you
he had
know.
that look like help me. I was
There
like,
are
hey,
people
hey.
in this world who know how to do things so efficiently and never stress out because stressing ain't gonna help you with nothing.
True.
Just because they don't seem like they, under the water, and they should be way more stressed. No, they're somebody who knows how to deal with themselves and just be professional. It don't mean they're lazy and not doing nothing. But they found that out very soon, didn't
Just
they?
say some people that they work like a duck, man. They look calm and cool on the surface, and under the water, them legs are just going. You got to come up with a term for that better than duck syndrome. Depending on your neighborhood, could just mean you have PTSD.
I still got the location.
Oh,
But I mean,
yeah, buddy.
now reeling it back into the other topic that we were actually talking about.
The difference between a princess and a queen is this. Princess is under the daughter category. The daddy issues, the spoil me. I'm the princess. Give me what I want. Why aren't we going there? Why is this taking too long? That like opens the door to having lack of patience and being immature if she's the princess. The queen, who isn't the equal to the king, but he is always the king's counsel. There's not many things the king does without saying, hey, queen, this is what we're going to do so that we're on the same page. But if you're going to be a king, and this goes to all the guys who feel like they're alpha male and she's going to do what I told her to do and blah, blah, blah. The king is the highest paid servant in the kingdom because the king is there to serve. The king
unlike
is-
47, he out there for himself.
What's that?
Continue.
The 47 is not a king.
Exactly.
47 is a distraction in
You
all
know that.
caps. And if you all don't understand that number 47 is a distraction and you still better put money into the stock market because that's what they're doing, I'm just telling you the way it works. All the stocks are at a discount.
That's another subject.
Just saying.
Continue.
But back to that. The queen is always the counsel. The queen will also pull the king's coattail if he's about to make a rash decision and say, hey, you need to have a little more empathy because that's her. You need to look at this a little bit different. You can't just cut the heads off like, how's this going to look to your people?
Right.
And so people understand. That's why they say the queen has a huge responsibility in the kingdom And even if you look at royal families, they're always pressuring the king to have the queen for the balance.
Enter Henry VIII, who had how many wives? But he was a murderer too. That's different. But
Alpha male.
you know what else I just started thinking about with princess treatment? You know, historically in kingdoms, princesses were married off. They were told what to do.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't always get what they want once they reached a certain age.
Yep.
So what era of princess do you want to be, baby girl?
Exactly. Because it's like,
Medieval times or
Oh man.
So yeah. So that's the question. If you meet her and she's a princess, you got to have that conversation. When are you gonna be my queen? But by asking that kind of question, you as a man got to take your responsibility and be ready to say, when am I ready to be a king?
yeah, don't just be out here saying I love you just to say that shit, bro.
that's a strong word, bro.
It is.
Absolutely.
I can't stand that word, bro.
That's a word that comes with a lot of work.
What? That's a strong word, bro.
Love comes with a lot of work. Love
And people just be throwing that word out so freely.
is a choice. People can say, no, but I feel no. Love is a choice.
Then damn well you don't feel no goddamn love. You feel deep liking lust. That is
Deep
not
lust.
love.
In your loins. That drives you to do silly things.
And if you say I love you during intercourse, you're toxic.
That's the truth. If that's the first time you say that, you don't love me, you love this dick. That's what it is.
Oh man.
But yeah, love is a work. Loving someone, and you can still love at a distance. You can still love them but not be present with them. Loving someone's a choice. The only unconditional love you get, I would say in most cases, because some parents don't like their kids, is mother to child.
I would add the caveat mother to son.
Unless the son remind them of their daddy.
True. But
I mean, they all do, but
And then you have that side of it where some of them are crazy enough they hate the daddy so much they hate the son. And I've seen that. I pray for my brother all the time because that brother was thrown off. But I understood why he was thrown off too. Mom was nut and couldn't get past him looking like his dad. Yeah, it was moments of silence for that guy. He in jail right now. He'll be there for a long time. But it's like his mama messed him up.
which is a topic for another time.
Yeah.
Princess Street.
Speak on it.
Y'all boys just be out here tripping. Just for the fellas, y'all just be like to be out here tripping. Y'all created this at the same time too. Because this new age of princess treatment is on a whole other level. You got boys out here just spending money for no reason. Just to get a foot in the door with people. It don't make sense.
Okay. What is your definition of a simp? Because that's something that's thrown around by females way too often. And it's even been given to the quote unquote nice guys. That, oh, well, he doing this for me, so yeah, he just a simp.
I would agree with the nice guy thing. Because a nice guy is a guy who's putting on an act to obtain the end goal. Yeah, you're a sucker for that. Now, a kind man, that's different. He might do something here and there out of the kindness of his heart, but don't cross that nigga because he'll cut your ass off.
Yeah, but what's the definition of a simp? What would you consider a dude to be who's a simp?
I don't think we can explain it because ain't no simps in the building. You feel
That's what I was thinking about.
Now I think it's a difference between the gentleman and the simp, but you know.
Yeah, so
And I think a lot of girls be confusing the gentleman aspect of calling somebody a simp. Well, my mama just raised me right.
I don't deserve gentleman treatment.
Really
so I
don't.
want it.
Really
I
don't.
dealt with that for. I was like, when I was dating, I dealt with that a lot. Chicks was just like, oh yeah, when did you get ready to do it? He was like,
The fuck?
why? You just really nice.
He just gonna do it.
Yes, exactly.
He
It's
just
like,
gonna do it.
and I'm like, and it took my dad the importance of a father, it took my dad to be like, yeah, sometimes you just got to tell them no
Yep.
and walk off.
I love that word.
Yeah,
I'm
he's
gonna tell
like,
The only word in the alphabet that's already spelled out.
yeah, he's like, yeah,
No.
walk off. Like, hey, can you get this? No. Or hey, can you? Nope. He's like, and what that does, you're not being rude, but it shows them that you have a backbone.
Yep.
And you.
There's a boundary.
Yeah. But my mom raised us to be gentlemen.
Gentlemen.
Hold the door.
Yep.
If she drops something, pick it up.
Yep.
Give it.
So you pick it up while you with your woman?
Oh yeah. I still do.
If she upset, she upset.
Oh no, if I'm with if my wife was the kind where I couldn't do anything to help another person, we gonna end it right there.
Rode it off the island.
Yeah, we gonna end it right there.
Outside.
Like it just, and that was an early conversation too. Like if you got jealous tendencies, I'm not the one for you. I'm way too sociable for
That's
that.
like them videos, bro.
And if I didn't want to be with you,
That's like them
please
videos. Like a girl will drop something while he with his girl. He'll pick it
Yeah.
up. Oh, here you go.
and then
She.
yeah,
Pick
you
it up,
take that
throw it
and
back
go back on the ground like.
Oh, all right. Sorry.
Like,
Sorry.
You gotta
But that has to do with the female's insecurity, not necessarily
Bro, what?
the men.
They're so insecure, bro.
And when you teach these other little girls, like, yeah, if you and him a date, then he don't do nothing for nobody else.
I like your sweater. Thank you. I like your sweater.
Like, what are you doing that for? It's been times when me and the wife have been out, and I've said somebody has something on, I'm like,
Hey, you
she
smell
wearing
good.
that.
You have an impulse with that too.
I do, and she had to get used to it.
I'm sorry, not an impulse, but a compulsion. Because an impulse you can control. A compulsion means you have to do it.
Oh no, that's if
You have a compulsion.
You
if
look
she
fire.
fired in that moment. I'm like,
You look
yeah,
fire.
it's the way, but it's the way you say
How
it.
you put that on? Like, yeah, it is the way you say it.
Like if I'm with my wife, I ain't finna be like, ooh,
Gee, baby.
baby, see this? I ain't finna do all that, but I'd be like, absolutely, you rocking that today.
She got that fire,
Okay, thank you.
fire.
And my wife has looked at me like, you just had to say that, huh?
Show did.
If
Look
my
at
wife looking good all day and a dude be like, hey, you look good today.
Appreciate you, brother.
Exactly.
You got sold. I always told the homies growing up, if I got a girl with a big booty, we at the mall. Maybe dudes pass by, I'm like, I'm gonna look at them like, yeah,
Yeah, I already know.
appreciate you.
Because
Don't do too much though, but I appreciate you.
That relationship is between two people.
Yeah.
And that's where we have an issue with explaining that properly. That your relationship is between you and that person you agree with.
Yeah. If you got insecurities, bro, y'all need to work on that.
Yeah, man. Like
That's both
Work
parties.
on it now before it
Yeah, that's
turns
both
into something
parties,
else
bro.
later on down the road.
You gotta work on that.
now that was a hurdle to get through too in a long term relationship. Is explain to them why and explain so if anything happens, if I cheat, that's between me and you. If you cheat, that's between me and you. I'm not chasing the rest of the world of dudes. If I find out, oh, you know, had relationships with like 5, 6 dudes, I married you. You gonna get all this energy. I'm not chasing nobody.
Yes, sir.
And that's just the way, that's the simplest way to be. Because I can't control another man's disrespect to my wife. I can protect her if she gives me the opportunity to. But if somebody's being disrespectful and I'm there, I'm on it.
Yep.
But if I'm not there, I can't control that.
Mm.
And I expect her to handle herself a certain way.
Don't be easy.
Yeah.
Insecurities, cheating, disrespected. Lakers in 5. No, I'm sorry. Shout out to Shannon, man.
So that, and also, if you're gonna be in a long-term relationship, just gonna tell you now, the lick back mentality will never end,
Yeah.
ever.
Yeah. I'm gonna always get my
I need to
lick
look
back.
directly at the camera when I say that.
I'm always get my lick back.
If you the type that say I'm gonna always get my lick back, you should always be single,
Yes, you absolutely need to be single.
and then you can lick.
Because I will lick your back, but you wanna. No.
You can lick back yourself and not have to worry about nobody else. But yeah, if you're gonna be in a long-term relationship, you gotta take the lick back mentality out of it.
Yeah, man. That mean you don't want to be in a
Yeah,
relationship
that
for
means
free.
you. Well, no, I ain't gonna do nothing. He don't do nothing, but you always gonna be thinking if he does something, which is always gonna take your focus off of being all of you. You're never gonna give him all of you.
Cause all of
Because
me.
You always
Loves
worried about, well, if I gotta do a lick back, I got one in the wings.
Love your
So what is it?
ends
Yeah.
and your
So always keep something else standby.
Yeah,
Mhm.
because that's what that's ultimately what it turns into.
Add that to the karaoke song.
I was about to stop you in a second. I was like, hey, copyright.
You're right.
You go ahead with that. I do not own rights to this.
Hey man.
New song.
Hey man.
But it's true. All or nothing. That's the way, and you gotta start that way when you date.
Yeah.
You can figure them out, get to learn them and all that stuff. But either you gonna be, if you decide, hey, you gonna be my girl, either you all in or you all out.
Type.
If you still want to be dating, hey, I really like you. I want to be serious with you, but I'm not done with this, and this. And then they can choose whether they want to be a part of it or not.
Yeah. It's all about conversations though, at the end of the day, man. People just be skating around and trying to just flirt around the situation, man. Just be direct.
Yeah, be direct.
Knock it out the park, man. There's so many people out here, bro. For you to find
Yeah.
the person you're supposed to be with.
Mm-hmm.
If that's the choice you want to have.
If that's the case, I gotta move out of Houston. I'm just
That's the fourth largest city in the nation. You rolling like that, rolling He's like, the city's got too small for me.
Nah, this city just the amount of people that you wouldn't even expect to mess with that person is crazy. The
Nah, I won't say that.
connection in the city too strong, man.
Answer an age-long question. And being, man, a lot of people wonder why, females I'll say, a lot of females wonder why dudes will be with this bad female and then cheat with this duck-looking female.
Man, cause she was
Top tier talent.
treating me like a king. I ain't never had my toes
She might
rubbed.
not have-
Look, I ain't never had my toes rubbed while I'm getting some. Yeah, like, the bad bitch ain't even doing that. She.
Right, you're expecting the cuteness to get you through everything. It don't work that way, man.
This one on the tipping scale, she rubbing my feet. I got a breakfast plate in my hand.
Hey, am I saying cheating is okay? Absolutely not. What I'm saying is you might want to keep the ugly one doing it.
She know how to keep a dude.
I'm saying.
Nah, it is a lot of dudes out here with some. You had a baby with her, bro.
Exactly. Like, hey,
Man, I ain't gonna lie to y'all, bro. She made my toes curl.
that's the irony of life. It really is. Everybody got some flaw.
For sure.
Everybody.
For sure.
Ain't nobody flawless.
For sure. That's what the bad
It's
bees
been a fun
be
game
thinking.
over the years to kind of figure out what people's flaws are. Not in a bad way, but just to kind of like that. Interesting. That's your flaw. Okay. Then you carry on about it.
Yep, we can wrap up right there. Cause that'll give us enough time to go through another one. So, before we leave though, do us a favor, cause it's free 99. Go ahead, just hit the sub button. It's right there.
After that sub button, hit that bell. You hit that bell.
It's free 99. We gotta go. We 10% there on multiple goals. We just need to get there. Go ahead and do us a favor. Do it like shout out to Poe Man's podcast. Give us that HBO special. Help a brother out. Come on now. Anyway, we'll see y'all next time. I'm James.
Hakeem, motherfucker.
And that'll wrap up another episode of With the Guys. Rader Kaizen here.